Remember the toys that made us beg and barter and, let's be honest, probably throw a tantrum in the toy aisle?
She's like a kid at Toys R Us. I can't be around it.
Today on Now You're Smarter, we're diving into the iconic toys we just had to have.
I want one of those!
These weren't just playthings. These were cultural phenomena that defined a generation. So in this episode, we're going to revisit the ones you just couldn't live without and what made them so unforgettable.
I'm sorry!
First up, we're kicking things off with a gaming console that was so big, it changed the world, one pixel at a time. In 1985, the Nintendo Entertainment System, better known as the NES, brought amazing video games into our living rooms.
It may be the most addictive toy in history, and it's definitely the hottest thing this Christmas. Nintendo video games.
With Super Mario Bros., Duck Hunt, and The Legend of Zelda, this 8-bit wonder made every kid a gamer overnight. At $199.99, it was a pricey Christmas gift, but totally worth it. By the late 80s, the NES had sold over 61 million units worldwide and was basically the reason for every "just one more level" argument with your parents. And who could forget Mike Tyson's Punch-Out!, the game where kids learned the cold, hard truth. No one beats Tyson. Well, I guess Jake Paul if you give him a lot of money. Anyhow, the NES wasn't just a console, it was the start of a revolution. So what was your favorite game you just had to blow into? Let me know in the comments.
The Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing with power.
Now let's talk about the 80s iconic doll that sparked playground envy and a few toy store brawls. Oh, the Cabbage Patch Kids. The dolls that turned Christmas shopping into a full-contact sport.
I got my doll! I got my doll!
These chubby-cheeked wonders debuted in 1983 and instantly became a nationwide obsession.
Been out here since midnight last night. We just watched the line get bigger and bigger.
Each doll came with its own adoption certificate and unique names like Mildred Blossom or Chester Butterworth. Parents lined up for hours and riots broke out when supplies ran low.
I've never been this frightened.
At $25 to $30 a pop, these dolls weren't cheap, but they were worth it for the smiles, the tears, and the occasional beatdowns in the toy aisle.
It's crazy in there, yeah. They trampled everybody.
World Star! Cabbage Patch Kids were companions, confidants, and in some cases, the reason your parents still talk about that one Christmas. So who else had one of these troublemakers? Let me know if you remember your doll's name in the comments. Strap on your helmet, kids, because now we're talking about the Evel Knievel Stunt Cycle. In 1973, the Evel Knievel Stunt Cycle brought the daredevil magic of the real Evel Knievel into the hands of kids everywhere.
This is Evel Knievel and the Evel Knievel shock-absorbing stunt cycle.
With a rev-up launcher and a lot of imagination, this toy turned every backyard into a death-defying stunt show.
You rev up the bike and Evel Knievel goes flying.
The $9.95 price tag got you a motorcycle, a tiny Evel Knievel, and endless excuses to launch him off the kitchen table at your sibling's face. In the 70's, over 125 million were sold, which means millions of parents were yelling, "Not in the living room!" Well, Tiny Evel jumped the family pet. Evel Knievel was a crash test hero, and the reason so many of us thought we could be daredevils. So who else pulled off epic stunts or epic fails with this classic?
Evel Knievel, sold separately or with the Evel Knievel stunt cycle from Ideal.
Now on to the ultimate brain teaser, the Rubik's Cube. Whether you solved it or just stared at it, it was a fun toy. In 1980, the Rubik's Cube became the ultimate brain teaser, invented by Hungarian architect Erno Rubik.
Who's Erno Rubik?
Seriously? He invented the Rubik's Cube.
This colorful cube challenged the world to solve it, or just peel off the stickers and fake it. With over 43 quintillion possible combinations and just one solution, the Rubik's Cube became an instant phenomenon. By 1982, over 100 million cubes had been sold worldwide. At $9.99, it was an affordable way to boost your IQ or test your patience. Let's face it, half of us just turned it into a paperweight. The Rubik's Cube was a cultural icon that made you look smart just by carrying it. So, did you ever solve one? Or were you a sticker peeler? Next up is a bear who didn't just talk. He made you believe your toys came to life. Or in my case, was a tool to terrorize my niece. Let me explain. In 1985, Teddy Ruxpin became the world's most famous talking teddy bear.
I really enjoy talking to people.
Equipped with a cassette player in his back, Teddy could read stories to kids in his soothing, slightly robotic voice. Unless the batteries were dying. Then he sounded like a bear straight out of hell. At $69.99, Teddy wasn't a cheap toy, but he sold over 1.4 million units in his first year. Parents loved him because he got the kids to sit still. And kids loved him because, well, he talked.
We hid in the bushes until Gimmick was almost right next to us.
That was revolutionary in the 80s.
Yeah, I've written so many angry letters to Hasbro about that.
And let's not forget, Teddy's cassette player doubled as a karaoke machine if you popped in your favorite tape. Yeah, I kind of traumatized my niece by putting Metallica in hers.
It was quite a deadly combination.
True story.
Really?
Sorry, Melissa.
That's amazing.
Teddy Ruxpin was a bedtime storyteller, a best friend, and occasional nightmare fuel. After! So, who still has theirs? I know my niece probably doesn't. All right, that's it. You're in timeout. Just for a second, because we got a lot of great toys still to come. We're still gonna bake with a light bulb and play in the backyard and have some battles with some good old Joes. I also wanted to take a second to let you know that this is a two-parter. We got another whole episode featuring even more toys like the Atari 2600, Transformers, and Little Shortcake. That's not mine. And let's not forget my favorite toy line of all time, Star Wars. So if you're loving this wonderful trip down memory lane, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, because right now we're about to come in strong with a stretchy toy that seemed indestructible. Or was he? In 1976, Stretch Armstrong hit the toy market and changed the game, literally. This muscle-bound action figure wasn't just a toy, it was a science experiment full of corn syrup. Made by Kenner, Stretch could be pulled up to 4 feet long and always snap back into shape. Unless you were that one weird kid who cut him open to see what was inside.
He slimed me.
That's great! Actual physical contact!
At $11, he wasn't cheap, but parents loved that Stretch could take a beating and keep coming back for more. The ultimate indestructible playmate, or so they thought. Stretch was a mix of durability and weirdness, and he became a cultural icon. And let's face it, we all secretly wanted to see just how far he could stretch before snapping. Stretch Armstrong was a childhood challenge who showed us to stretch our limits. So who's hungry? Because next up we got a toy that Thomas Edison would be proud of. Now let's remember a time that we baked our dreams with a light bulb. The Easy Bake Oven revolutionized playtime and snack time. This magical little oven used two 100-watt bulbs to bake actual cakes, cookies, and brownies. Who needs a kitchen when you have a 200-watt toy ready to plug in the wall?
You just put the Easy Bake mix in here, and when it's done, it comes out here like this, easy as pie.
At $15, it was an instant hit, selling over 500,000 units in its first year. And don't let the name fool you, there is nothing easy about cleaning it. Oh, burnt brownie on a bulb? Yum! Sure, the cakes were tiny and only cooked halfway through, but they tasted amazing, only because you made them yourself.
I love my Easy Bake Oven.
The Easy Bake Oven was a culinary dream machine. So what was your favorite Easy Bake treat? All right, who remembers these, brother? In 1984, America was rockin' as LJN WWF Wrestling Superstars body slammed their way into toy aisles, bringing the drama of the wrestling ring into your living room. These chunky, unposable figures were built tough, just like the real wrestlers.
Rowdy Roddy Piper!
Can you tell the difference?
From Hulk Hogan to Macho Man Randy Savage, each figure was a mix of charisma, muscle, and rubbery indestructibility. At $10 to $12 each, they were the perfect excuse to turn Mom's coffee table into a steel cage match. Sure, they couldn't bend their limbs like most bodybuilders, but that didn't stop them from delivering devastating elbow drops from the top of the couch. Just ask my sister. LJN Wrestling Superstars were your ticket to WrestleMania in your living room. So which wrestler was your favorite? Let me know in the comments.
Train, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, be true to yourself, true to your country, be a real American.
Just like your drunk uncle, they may wobble, but they don't fall down. These iconic egg-shaped toys were so simple, yet so entertaining. In 1971, Weebles hit the toy market and gave us one of the catchiest slogans of all time.
The Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
These egg-shaped toys, created by Playschool, were designed with a weighted base that let them rock endlessly without ever tipping over. And let's be honest, they were mesmerizing. No matter how hard you tried, you just couldn't knock them down. Weebles were more than just durable, they were a phenomenon. Over 100 million were sold, and at just $1 each, they were an affordable hit for kids everywhere. They're kinda like your sibling, just super fun to try to knock over. With colorful designs and tons of playsets, Weebles entertain kids for hours. And let's be honest, even as adults, they're still kinda hypnotic. So who else spent way too much time trying to knock one down? Next up, we have the ponies. With so much glitter, color, and magic, it needed more attention than your own hair. In 1983, My Little Pony trotted into our lives, bringing vibrant colors, flowing manes, and endless possibilities for imaginative play. Each pony came with a unique name, a magical personality, and of course, a brush to keep that hair
Beautiful.
These weren't just toys, they were your best friends. From Twilight Sparkle to Applejack, these ponies weren't complete without their adventures, or hours of hairstyling. At $10 to $15, a pony was a small price to pay for endless backyard adventures. And let's be honest, half the fun was untangling those glittery tails. My Little Pony was a gateway to a magical world of friendship and creativity. So which one was your favorite? And last but not least, G.I. Joe, a real American hero, action-packed, full of gear, and always ready for battle. In the 1980s, G.I. Joe made a legendary comeback, this time with a new, smaller size and a whole arsenal of vehicles and accessories.
G.I. Joe to the rescue!
Hasbro relaunched the line in 1982, giving us the real American hero we all grew up with. The 80s Joes weren't just dolls.
They were action figures!
They were an entire universe, complete with an animated series and comic books. And let's not forget the ultimate nemesis, Cobra, whose evil plans made every backyard feel like a battlefield.
Get the G.I. Joe Sky Striker!
At just $2.99 each, G.I. Joe was affordable. But good luck convincing your parents you needed the tank, jet, and base to complete the set.
Gimme! I need, gimme, please. All right.
G.I. Joe wasn't just fun, it was a lifestyle. And now you know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe! So which of these toys did you have to have? Did you conquer the NES or lose sleep over not getting a Cabbage Patch Kid? Let me know in the comments below. So if this list sparked joy, be sure to check out part 2, where we got even more great toys that not only made us the kids we were, but possibly the adults we are today. From Stretch Armstrong's indestructible charm to the NES changing the way we played. These toys didn't just fill shelves, they shaped our childhoods. Until next time, keep that kid inside you and all those wonderful memories alive, because now you're smarter.
Now you're smarter, take a ride.